Partigiano, portami via. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire.
Hello everybody and welcome to season 2 of Cooking with Parmesan. Today is going to be a great day. Today I'm going to make you rice balls. Okay? This is going to be the most amazing dish that you've ever made, or one of the top things you've ever eaten. If you do it the way I present it, it's going to be excellent. This season we're going to make polenta, chicken cacciatore, eggplant parmesan. I'm going to even make great pasta dishes that you can whip up in 15 minutes. So I hope you enjoy season 2 with Parmesan. Okay, so let me explain to you today. We're gonna make this beautiful rice balls. I remember I spoke to my mother and I said, "Ma, the new season starts. I'm gonna open it up with rice balls." She said, "That's so nice, Johnny. You make a risotto coglione." Okay, now let me introduce you to these fine ingredients. Follow me here, okay? We want 1 onion chopped, 2 cups of arborio Italian rice. We want 1 pound of, this is cheese and parsley sausage. I took it out of the casing, okay? So we want to take that out. Cheese and parsley sausage, 1 pound. I have 1 cup of half Parmesan and half Romano cheese. I got, of course, my salt and my pepper. I got about 4 or 5 pieces of basil, and I have 1.5 teaspoons of tomato paste. We're having some difficulties here. The power just blew. I mean, as soon as we shut the camera off, it blew. So I'm thinking it's the rice balls, because these rice balls are gonna be so hot that it blew out the power. Okay, the transformer blew. If you go take a look at my neighbor's yard right over there, you can see the transformer blew off the pole and landed on the grass. I'm thinking it's because of these rice balls. They're so freaking hot that it blew out our power. I'm meteorologist Parmesan. Okay, so we got the power back on. Lots of excitement here. We got the lights on, and we're ready to go. Great job out there. Okay, so now what we're gonna start is browning the sausage. I have a cast iron pan here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna brown these sausages, make it nice and brown, and then once it's done, we're gonna put them on the side. So what I want you to do is, while you're browning these, really try to break the meat down into tiny pieces. Okay, so you see I'm browning the sausage meat, and you see I'm really cutting it down. I want it almost like chop meat like, okay? We want little pieces so it can mix in with the rice. This is gonna be a fabulous dish. I mean, if you do it the way I present it, it's fun, it's easy, it's fun and easy. It's a Sicilian dish, you know? And sometimes people ask me, they say, "Parmesan, you Sicilian?" I say, "No, I'm a regular slice." Okay, so I took the meat out of the pan, I put it in a separate dish. We're gonna put it on the side, okay? I really want this chopped nice and thin. So even if you have to take it to a board and cut it down after it cools off, I like for you to do that. You'll see what I do with that later. Okay, so what I have now is I drizzled the bottom of the pan with a good amount of oil. We're heating that up. And now we're gonna take the 1 onion. I love that sound. I love that sound of when something hits that hot oil, you know? It's just, to me, it's like music. It's a sound that's so nice, So we're gonna bring that down. We wanna reduce that onion, make it nice and translucent. Okay, so you can see I'm trying to make the onion nice and soft, all right? And a lot of times, I don't even add more oil. To really sweat out these onions in a hot pan, put a little water in there. Hear that music? That's music. Canzone, that's music. Beautiful. Now look what I have off to the side here. is just like in my risotto episode, we got about 5.5 to 6 cups of chicken broth. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the risotto here, toast it once these onions are done, and add the broth. The onions are getting nice and soft. You'll see that they'll start turning yellow. Brush this off to the side. We're gonna add our tomato paste. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons of tomato paste. And as I like to do it, to cook that paste, you just put it to the side of the pan, let that heat up for a minute or two, let that tomato cook, bring out the flavors, and then we'll mix it in. So we still have we're gonna go on medium heat. The tomato paste is cooked down, so we're gonna mix it in with the onions, okay? And right now, this is where I'm adding my 2 cups of arborio rice. So what we wanna do is we wanna toast this rice. We have it on the medium heat. Let's coat it well, toast up. So I want it for about 1 or 2 minutes, just like this. We don't want to add the broth yet because I want this risotto, the rice, to toast up. Okay, so after the risotto, the rice is toasted for a few minutes, we're gonna start adding the chicken broth. Okay, here's that music. Enough broth just to cover the top of the rice. All right, and we're still gonna keep it on the medium to high heat. Keep moving that around, and once that rice soaks up that liquid, we're gonna add some more broth. Okay, as the broth is reducing, we're gonna add a little pepper, pop. All right, and then we're gonna add some salt. About a teaspoon of salt. And then with that basil, okay, I cut up that basil. Now just put that basil in there as well. So this is what it looks like once the broth gets evaporated into the rice. So right when you see it's almost gone, we're gonna add another ladle and cover the top of it. Okay? And then put the hood on it. Okay. The whole cooking process with the risotto should take about 20 to 25 minutes. And if you're running low on chicken broth, okay, you could just add a little water. Just enough to make this rice nice and soft. So again, about 20-25 minutes. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Always keep the hood on it a little bit, okay? That steams up the rice. All right, so now, in between this take, I get a phone call from Mama Parmesan. I told her what I was doing, and she says, "Did you put the peas inside?" I said, "No, I'm not making it with peas." "No, you gotta do the pee-pee, you gotta do the pee-pee." So what we're gonna do is add about 10 ounces of peas. Put that in right now, okay? And mix that up. This is gonna be great. Okay. So we're at medium to high heat. I put the peas in it. It's got a nice texture, all right? Taste it. If it needs to be cooked a little bit longer, you short some liquid, add some more, and get the right texture. Now, I'm gonna add the 1/2 cup of Parmesan and 1/2 cup of the Romano. And now, that nice chopped up sausage meat. Woo boy. Flavor. We're gonna mix that in. Okay, so we want the risotto to cool off. So I'm taking it and I'm putting it in a big mixing bowl. Okay, you can put it on a cookie sheet. It's gotta cool off for about 45 minutes. Okay, this is the consistency you want, okay? You don't want it watered down, all right? You want it nice and almost paste-like. Okay, so we let the risotto cool off for about 45 minutes to an hour, okay? Now what I have here is I have my groupings here. So we start off what we have. I have mozzarella right here. I mixed it in with a little bit of goat cheese. You don't need to do that, but if you want to, I think it adds a nice touch. We have flour, eggs, and we're gonna use panko breadcrumbs, okay? Panko makes a more golden, delicious crust. Follow me here. and I'll let you know how we're gonna do this. So what I made was almost a meatball-like shape, okay? We don't wanna go colossal, we don't wanna go golf ball. They're a little bit smaller than a tennis ball. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna press my thumb in the middle of that. I'm gonna take a little piece of the cheese, put it right in there. That's why I like adding a little bit of the goat cheese, because it makes it pasty-like. And then we're gonna seal that up. Okay? We're gonna roll it in flour, dredge it in flour. Gets a little messy, but this is how it's gonna be done. Then we put it in the egg wash, and then the panko. Okay, coat that really nice, because that's what's gonna make a nice crust when we fry it. And that's your finished product right there. Okay, so let me show you again, all right? It gets a little messy. You're gonna have to go back and forth to the sink and wash your hands a little bit, but I want you to just see, okay? So we grab it like this, make it bigger than a golf ball, smaller than a baseball, okay? Put a hole in it right there. Take a little piece of the mozzarella and goat cheese, push it in. Here you have to use a little finesse, and then you turn it in. Roll it up like you're making a snowball. Okay? Dredge it with the flour. Shake off the excess into the egg wash. And into the panko. Now I put a little bit of Parmesan cheese in the panko also, just to give it a little bit more flavor for the crust. And look at that. I repeated the process of what we were doing, and we made about 17 rice balls. Okay. Now, when you're breading the rice balls with panko, don't squish the panko into the rice balls. Just a light coat, and you see how it's raised a little bit? That's gonna make a nice crust. All right, it's frying time now. Okay. So what I did is I put about 2 inches of vegetable oil into the pot. We want to heat that up to about 300 degrees or so. It's been now boiling on a medium to high heat for about, let's say about 7-8 minutes now. I drop a few breadcrumbs in there right now. I see it's boiling, it's bubbling, it's ready. Okay, so what I do is we want to gently put the rice balls into the pot, okay? So what I do is I put it on one of these things. If you don't have it, just improvise, but I want it put in gently. Boom. That's what you want to see. Okay? We don't want the rice balls to touch each other, and it should take between 5 and 6 minutes to fry. I'm going to bring down the heat a little bit to medium, from medium high to medium. And what you want is you want that golden color that you'll see. Okay, so what you do is you see that nice golden color. You're going to flip it, you're going to turn it. Okay, because we have to get the other side also. Be careful it doesn't spackle up on you, because that oil is hot. Okay. That's the color I'm looking for. So that oil, we're going to bring down the heat a little bit, because that oil is very, very hot, and it's cooking quicker than 5 to 6 minutes. So you see, when it's this color on all sides, it's ready. Finishing up frying, all right, I put a paper towel there to soak up the oil. This is a beautiful golden crust, though, and let's go try it right up. Here it is, our beautiful rice balls, coated with a nice panko crust. I'm gonna give it a shot. We used our sauce that I made in a previous video. I'm telling you, when you try this, it's gonna be one of the best rice balls you've ever had. The taste, the cheese, the crust, the sauce, fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this episode, the opening episode of Parmesan's second season. Please, what I'd love for you to do, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see other great videos to come, hit the subscribe tab. Subscribe. We're in season 2. We want to double the subscribers and make our family grow. So thank you for joining me in Cooking with Parmesan.